One of the biggest distractions right now I find is the rent versus own argument. I think that's an oversimplification, and it's a distraction from what someone's individual needs really would be. In order to assess whether somebody should be renting or owning, you have to take into consideration what their circumstance is right now. The average rent right now in the Greater Toronto Area, I would say, is about $3,000 a month. But they decide that they want to own a property, they would have to factor in how much ownership is going to cost. The fact is that both ownership and rent is getting more expensive. If you're paying rent and it is less than average, and you still want to invest in real estate or you want to own real estate, I think that's the biggest case. So ownership is not opposed to renting. You could stay renting and still own real estate. There's many types of real estate that you can own. You can own commercial real estate. You can invest in multi-residential real estate. And what you have to take into consideration is that the ownership of real estate, owning real estate, you're looking on average of $1 million property. I think that's the average price, give or take, the average residential property. So per annum on an upward market, you could expect to make $100,000 per year, which is doubling your money or the value of the property every 10 years. Now, every 10 years, if you're making $1 million on your purchase, what you have to factor in, if that is designated as your primary residence, that's tax-free money. So ownership is not an option. Ownership should be a must for everybody. Whatever you could afford, you should get into the market. You should get into the market, you should own real estate. It should be part of your portfolio. Whether that real estate is residential, commercial, multi-unit, whether you're investing in a REIT and getting a return on that money, it should be part of everybody's portfolio, and that's essential in order to create wealth and secure your financial future. Anybody who argues that or doesn't focus on that is missing the big picture and the big factor. So again, rent versus own is a major distraction. It's an oversimplified argument, and it really should not be rent or own. It should be own, and whether you decide to rent or not, that is a different option, depending on your individual circumstance, depending on what you're paying for rent, depending on what return or rent or cash flow you're getting from your investment in the real estate. You could stay where you are, you could continue renting, but you could decide to own a rental property. And if the cash flow is right, the capital appreciation, if it's the right property, the capital appreciation is really what the major concern is and the major focus should be.